Hey guys, welcome back. It's Mario Vegas and you are watching Tank Zone. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then it is the right time to do. Today our spotlight shines at the BMP-3M Dragun 125, which is Tier 8 Russian light tank. It is a very interesting vehicle, a versatile fire platform which can be used in multiple ways. And as usually, let's start with a short history review. Then we will take a look at the vehicle stats, compare the vehicle to its counterparts, summarize pros and cons, and then we will review the best ways and tactics how to use it during the match and the most suitable retrofits and command depending on your chosen gameplay style. So, shall we start? The vehicle was unveiled for the first time during the Russian Arms Expo 2015 that took place in Nizhny Tagil, Russia. And the Dragun is a Russian combat vehicle platform derived from the original BMP-3, but with some important changes and improvements. Vehicle is fitted with UTD-32 4-stroke engine with direct fuel injection and gas turbine supercharging, which can develop 816 horsepower. The engine's location in the vehicle's front leaves more space for a crew and increases crew and passenger frontal protection against conventional weapons. A new hydraulic ramp improves landing forces, dismounting and embarkment. Fire safety was increased via a fuel tank's location at the vehicle's rear. The Dragun can be fitted with a turret armed with a 57mm, 100mm or 125mm caliber gun, 30mm autocannon and 7.62mm machine gun. The armored warfare version is armed with 125mm BM-125 turret. However, this platform remains a prototype only. And additionally, the vehicle can carry up to 8 troopers at the rear, which can be disembarked or picked up with the vehicle on the move at a speed of 10 kilometers per hour. And now let's dive into the game. BMP-3M Dragun 125 is a Tier 8 light tank originated from Russia, can be unlocked from the BMP-3M and unlocks the Tier 9 unlock token, which can be used to unlock other Tier 9 vehicles. It is equipped with a 125mm 2A75 smoothbore cannon with a stock aim time 1.52 seconds and 5.5 seconds reload time. And we should be aware that this gun depression is very poor, only -6 degrees. Now let's take a look at Dragun's other stock stats, compare it with some other Tier 8 light tanks, pros and cons, and then we will review best ways and tactics on how to use it during the match and most suitable retrofits and commands for your chosen gameplay style. So let's start. We will compare Dragun 125 with the Harimau and M8 buffed, and let's start with the sustained damage. It has alright damage, 595 with a good penetration, 700 millimeters and 6490 DPM, and reload time is 5 0.5 seconds. I will remind you that we are looking at the stock stats. So I would say Dragoon has a good overall sustained damage. If we compare it to its other counterparts, then I would prefer to improve its reload time. Defense. Not very much hit points, only 2200, and its hull and turret both are vulnerable against the AP and heat shells. However, it is much better protected against HE shells due to its Cactus ERA. Let's take a glimpse on it in Armor Calculator to better visualize these things. So, as you can see, Dragoon has zero protection against AP. Pretty much same against the heat. And missiles as well. It has much better protection against HE and autocannon ammunition. So basically, resume is Dragoon is vulnerable and therefore should be played as such. Do not recommend using it in close range encounters and flanking maneuvers on a regular basis. It will drastically decrease your performance in the game. Believe me, I tried it and I failed so many times before I changed my tactic. So about tactics later on, and now let's move on with stats. Mobility is great. I like it. Stock built maximum speed 73 kilometers per hour, acceleration 3.03 seconds, and hull traverse 44.42 degrees per second. So only Buffett runs faster, 75 kilometers per hour. Definitely mobility is the one of the Dragoon's 125 advantages. Utility 20% camo. I should say insufficient. 20% is close to that main battle tanks have, but if you wish, it can be drastically improved, and I will show you how after we finish with targeting and summarize vehicles pros and cons. So yes, vision range 430 meters. It's somewhere moderate. Targeting. Poor gun depression, -6 degrees. As you can see, both Harimau and Buffett have very good -10 degrees depression. So it is an important statistic to take into account. Dragoon will be very insufficient for close frontal combat. It will be very hard to traverse and aim simultaneously on rough terrain, and it is absolutely unsuitable for use on slopes from hull down position. It is simply impossible. Dragoon has alright accuracy, aiming time somewhere in between, but very good turret traverse, 50 degrees per second. So let's quickly summarize vehicles pros and cons, and then we will jump to the tactics and how to use this vehicle during the match, and most suitable retrofits and commanders for a chosen gameplay style. Let's start with the pros. As you can see, Dragoon 125 has good rate of fire, which definitely must be exploited in our tactics. It is highly mobile, and as you will see, that capability can be used in some tactics as well. Vehicle is well protected against HE shells with a cactus ERA. And important to point out that Dragun 125 features so-called invisible movement feature. That means it does not reduce camouflage factor when it's on the move. Very suitable thing if you like to surprise someone, especially from the flank. And finally, it is also waterproof. Therefore, this vehicle can remain longer under water. Of course, a vehicle has some cons as well. Some cons we noticed when we went through the stats. And as a first one to point out, it has insufficient hull armor against AP and heat shells, which forces us to keep quite a distance from opponents during the battle. Another one is a poor gun depression, making it very unsuitable for close range frontal combat, very hard to traverse and aim simultaneously on rough terrain, and absolutely unsuitable for use on the slopes from hull down position. And finally, moderate camo, which is still lagging behind the majority of other vehicles with mechanized infantry disembarkment capability. And you can feel that sometimes during the mechanized infantry deployment and during other maneuvers as well. But if you wish, it can be drastically improved, combining electro-absorbing paint retrofit, assigning Sabrina Washington as commander for this vehicle, and using zero in special ability, especially if you prefer to play it more like tank destroyer rather than a long to medium range flank. And actually, it is my number one suggested gameplay style, using BMP-3M Dragun 125 as a tank destroyer. For this purpose, I would suggest installing improved gun breach, electro-absorbing paint, and improved telescopic lenses retrofits as well. And as you can see with this setup, you get 29% camo overall, 37% while stationary, 438.8 meters vision range while moving, and 493.8 meters while stopped. And if you take into account a zero in special ability, then it boosts up your accuracy to 0.07 camo while standing up to 47%, and rate of fire down to 4.10 seconds reload time, sacrificing only 26 meters vision range while moving, which will do not make a big difference if you will provide long to medium range fire support, taking out enemy vehicles from stationary concealed position. Plus, Sabrina will boost foliage camo factor, your ability to spot targets through the foliage, and module damages as well. So yes, I strongly suggest this setup. However, if you prefer to play more actively as a flanker, then I would suggest to equip your Dragoon with improved gun breach, augmented optics, and advanced muzzle reference system retrofits, and assign Juan Carlos as a commander to improve vehicle's mobility, vision range, and accuracy while moving, or Victor Kirsanov for rate of fire and aim speed, and use top speed special ability to boost acceleration by 200% and increase your maximum speed up to 78.75 kilometers per hour, and increase traverse by 50%. I personally prefer Juan Carlos a bit more because I prefer to have better vision, but it's a personal preference. Alternatively, you can boost Dragoon firepower, reinforcing it with mechanized infantry, anti-tank squad, sniper or mortar. For either gameplay style, I suggest following crew skills. For driver, off-road driving and smooth ride. For gunner, quick draw and sharpshooter. As I said at the beginning, and as you can see now, BMP-3M Dragun 125 is a very interesting vehicle with many ways to use it in a game. Say if you need to complete a contract mission with a mechanized infantry damage requirement, then why not to add mortar or anti-tank squad, or say if you must harness assistant damage, then mechanized infantry sniper will be very suitable for this mission. Plus, infantry can be successfully combined with any gameplay style, tank destroyer or flanker, it doesn't matter much. So yes, Dragoon is definitely very interesting vehicle to configure and play with. Definitely recommended. I hope that you enjoyed this video and got something useful out of it. As always, I really appreciate your comments. So, your opinion, questions, critics, suggestions and discussion is very welcome. If you like this video, as always, smash thumbs up button, hit the bell and subscribe. Thank you for watching and following Tank Zone. Have a wonderful day and see you next time.